Hi everybody, so today we're going to be taking a look at the VX200 mod kit. This is by Augvape. It is a 200 watt mod. It does come with disposable tanks. You can actually purchase it with the tank as a kit, or you can purchase the tank separately or the mod separately, depending on where you go. But yeah, so it is a 200 watt mod device. It's got a super user-friendly interface. I want to show you that. I'm really excited about that because the menu system is super easy. Disposable tanks, I'm going to show you about that as well down below. I will tell you that it comes with a mesh coil. So let's go ahead and go down. We'll talk about it and then we'll come back up and I'll give you my pros and cons. Okay, so here we are with the VX200 kit by Augvape. This is the package that it comes in. It doesn't contain nicotine until you put it in, but they do have to put the warning. It's going to tell you what's included in the kit. You're going to get the mod, you're going to get the Subohm 3-piece dual Subohm tank, USB cable, and a user manual. And it does come with this sleeve, but it's actually got both pieces separately. That's the Subohm tank. And then here's the mod. I'm going to go ahead and go over the Subohm tank first. These are disposable Subohm tanks, meaning that once it's done, you can go ahead and throw it away. The great thing is that they do include 3. On the back, it's going to show you the colors that it comes in. It comes in red, blue, clear, or black. I do have the red one. You take it out of the package. It comes with 3 different tanks. All 3 of them are going to be in the same color. And then you take them out. But again, it does come with 3. This is the dual Subohm tank. It is a one-piece device, meaning that the drip tip, the top, all this is one piece. The only thing you can do is basically just adjust the airflow. And it does have 2 airflow slits, one on either side. On the top is where you fill it, so it is top filling, and it's got this little rubber piece here that you just take off like this, like that, and then you fill it right there, and then you just plug it right back up. It is 25 millimeters in diameter, and it does have a protruding 510. I would not recommend using this on a hybrid mech mod. It's not made for that. This is basically just a plastic Subohm tank for you to use, and it is really user-friendly. If you can tell, all you need to do is just fill it, adjust your airflow, and go. Once the coil, which by the way is a mesh coil, it's actually a 0.15 ohm mesh coil installed. No way to take it apart, no way to change the coil. That's why this is disposable. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that up, and I'm gonna show you how. I'm actually gonna be using this. This is actually the basil infused red iced tea. I've reviewed this recently and it's really good. And we'll go ahead and just fill this up. It does hold, I couldn't find the exact measurement, but I'm guessing it holds about 2 to 3 mils of e-liquid. Very small, but very nice because it does come with a mesh coil, and we know that mesh coils are usually really flavorful. So all you need to do is just fill it up like this. You do want to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, just like you would any other Subohm tank. If you notice, it is wicking up really nicely. It's getting all the little bubbles. So we're going to put this aside, and we're going to go ahead and review the mod, or the box. You open up the box, and then you get your user manual. This is the VX200 user manual. It does show that a little bit of information. It's going to tell you about what the components are of it, the color screen, how to navigate, how to turn it on and off, and then you've got your specs here. Now this does have a resistance range of a 0.05 to 3 ohms. The output current is a 40 amp, and this is the size right here if you want to go ahead and pause the video for that information. Okay, inside the box, it's really simple. You're going to get the mod, which I do love this little string to help you get it out. And then you're going to get your USB cable for firmware upgrades. So you can upgrade the firmware in this device, which is awesome. This is a really lightweight mod. It literally feels like you're not holding anything in it at all. It's that lightweight. On the side, this again is the gunmetal. So you're going to have the gunmetal here, Augvape here. It's also got battery ventilation right there. On the top, you've got a spring-loaded 510. Really springy, very nice. You can put up to a 28 millimeter Addy on here. I've actually tried it with my Aromomizer Plus, which is a 30 mil, and there is very little overhang. But I will tell you that the tank itself, the Aromomizer Plus, this is much heavier than the mod. So it does make it top heavy because it's so big compared to this little mod. Now, again, it's a really nice size mod, but it does hold up to that. See, there's very little overhang. So you should be able to get to up to a 28 millimeter on here with no problem whatsoever. So This mod here is made of plastic, so it is super, super light. Here, it does say Augvape here, nothing right here, battery ventilation as I showed you, and then to get in it, you're gonna look for this little groove right there, and all you do is just pull that apart, and that's your battery compartment. And you have your plus, your minus, your minus, your plus. It does hold two 18650s. They are not included. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my batteries in here. I'm gonna be using my Galisi S30s. I love these batteries. These are like my favorite batteries for 18650s. They're basically the only ones I'm using now. And just go ahead and put those in there like that. And then put the door on. Oh, yeah, there we go. And it's got a really, really nice magnet to it too. You heard it. Really, really nice. Now the groove is also on the other side, so either way that you open it, there is a groove on either side, which is great. Now, when you first look at it, the display, I will tell you, is very, very dim. Compared to a display that a lot of these other mods have, it is very dim. To get down in wattage, just pressure down, and then you pressure up. It does go up to 200 watts. It does show normal here. This is my vape strength. It does have your resistance here, your A and B battery, and then your voltage right there. And you can go up to 200 watts. It scrolls kind of slow in my opinion. It does get faster the higher up that you get, but in my opinion, I wish that it scrolled just a little bit faster. But it does go up to the full 200 watts. See, there you go. It's got to be held for quite a while, and then it speeds up. And it does go all the way down to, I want to say it was 5 watts. Yeah, 5 watts up to 200. Okay, then to get into the menu, you're going to press your fire button 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And the first thing you're going to see is variable wattage. Variable wattage, this is where you can actually choose your vape strength. So normal, soft, hard, and then back or high, which is hard, or back. Press your fire button to select the next one. Temperature control. This will give you stainless steel 316, titanium, nickel 200. You also have TCR functions in here. So if you're used to TCR, you can go ahead and use the adjusted rates or factors there. And then you've got your TCR Advanced where you can actually go ahead and make configurations. You can go into this part here or you can go back. I'm personally not going to be using the TCR functions, but if you're familiar with TCR, then that's the settings you want to look at. It also has the ohm lock where you can lock your resistance. So if you choose to lock your resistance, that is where you would do it. The next setting is going to be your variable voltage. This is basically going to turn it into a voltage mod. It will not be under wattage. You will actually be vaping based off of voltage. Next one is bypass. This does make it an unregulated device, so I do recommend that you are very knowledgeable about battery safety and Ohm's law. And then you've got your settings. In the settings, this actually has more of a submenu. You've got your auto mode. That is for your smart wattage recognition. So if you want to turn that on, you just select it here. I do like smart wattage recognition. That's just me. And the next one is going to be your cutoff time for your display. It does go up to 10 seconds and as low as 3 seconds, but no more than that. I will tell you that this screen times out really, really fast. Then you've got your standby mode. This you can actually turn it to from 5 seconds all the way to 60 seconds, or you can have it always off. Your LED color settings, which I did have to change for this review. You've actually got orange, red, olive green, sky blue, white and black, user defined, and back. User defined, you can actually change your colors based off of the different preferences that you have. So if you want to make it multiple colors, you can. Cancel out of there. Now I do have it in black and white because it makes it easier to see. Again, this is a very, very dim screen. And then from there, you have your information. This is going to give you your statistics. Your statistics, this is where you can actually reset your puff counter. It's going to give you your puff time, your average vape time, the average wattage that you use, and you can go ahead and reset it. All you do is put on reset and then press this. Do you want to reset it? Yes. And now it's resetting. And then it's done. Everything clears out. So it's not going to keep your statistics anymore. Next one is going to be your version. This is going to tell you the version of your firmware. So if it does need to be upgraded, the upgrade information will show here. And then if you are going to upgrade your firmware, this is where you would go and then you would plug it in and then press your minus button. So that's that one. And finally, the last one is back. So all you have to do is press that, press back again, and you're back at the main screen. I'm actually going to put this back on variable wattage. and keep it on normal. And that's it. It's really, really user-friendly. I think that that's great about it. It's super, super light, even with the batteries in it, super, super light. I haven't had any issues with it. It fires pretty instantly as well. So let's go ahead and put the Addy back on it, and we're gonna take it on top, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about it. So that is the VX200 mod kit. So let's go ahead and take it on top. Okay, so here we are back on top with the VX200 box mod kit. And again, this is from Augvape. Before anything, I do want to go ahead and have a vape so that you can see exactly how it vapes. Because, yeah, for disposable tanks, I'm not really sure of them. I haven't really used any. But I have to tell you that I'm really, really impressed with this one. So, very smooth, very, very flavorful, but that's probably because it does have a mesh coil in it. This whole device is so super light that the batteries actually give it the weight. So it actually gives it a little bit of weight by putting the batteries in. Without batteries, it basically feels like you're holding an empty box. It really does. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for that kit. You can adjust the airflow. I did forget to show you. All you do is you just spin this around, and this is where you would adjust the airflow. But other than that, you can't really make any other adjustments. I do have the smart wattage recognition on here, so I've been keeping it at 62, which is what it actually put it at. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it up though. I'm gonna turn it to 70 watts. So it's now on 70. I know it's kind of hard to see. Delicious vape. Absolutely. I get every single nuance of this flavor in here. It's really, really good. So I do want to go over a few of the pros. Well, actually, let's go ahead and go over the cons first. The cons, I have to tell you, the first one is going to be the screen. The screen is so very light. That to me is definitely a con because I like brighter screens where it's not really hard to see it, and that one is. I also will tell you that it times out super fast. That is really annoying to me, is when I'm trying to go through the menu options and then all of a sudden it goes back and I'm like, oh, I was right in the middle of something. So that to me is also a con. So the screen, I think that they had a lot more room to play with. I think that they should have actually put a little bit more into the screen itself, but it does do what it needs to do. The TC settings, the temperature control settings, you can't really change your wattage and temperature control. It actually does it on its own, which I forgot to mention down below. As you increase the temperature settings, so say for instance, you start out at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and you go up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the full amount of Fahrenheit, it'll actually adjust the wattage based on what you set it, which I don't like. I really like to be able to set my own wattage if I'm in temperature control. And for those of you that use temperature control, I'm pretty sure that you would like that too. So that to me will have to be a con. Another one is that you really can't turn off the mod. You can lock it, but you can't turn it off. The lock is actually like an off because it does shut down the system and it won't do anything. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will lock it, but it does say system off, but it's not really off because if you click it one time, it'll tell you to click it 5 times to turn it on. The only, going into the pros of that though, is that it turns on super quick. There's no, you know, Augvape and some little, you know, thing going on about it. It literally comes right to the main screen. You can vape it immediately. As soon as you unlock it, you're like ready to vape. So I do like that. It doesn't have any ramp up time of getting to the main menu. So that to me is a pro. Lightweight. I love lightweight mods because I think that they just work better. They make people want to carry that mod a little bit better because of the fact that it's not going to weigh them down. It's not too heavy. So I do like the fact that it's lightweight, and I think that it's really, really affordable too. Right now on myvpro.com, you can actually get this kit for $45. That's the whole thing. It comes with 3 Subohm tanks, comes with the mod for $45, and I think it's really, really worth it because this thing, it fires immediately. Fires immediately. I have no problems whatsoever. Even though these are disposable Subohm tanks, they vape like any other mesh Subohm tank. I have to emphasize that. Just because it's disposable does not make it not good enough, in my opinion. I mean, there are people out there that maybe they don't want the same Subohm tank. Instead of buying coils, you can buy these. You can actually find a pack of 3 for like $11. I think it was on myvpro.com as well. But for $11, you get a pack of 3 brand new Subohm tanks with brand new coils in it, just the same amount almost that you would for a pack of coils. So that to me is kind of a pro and a con, depending on how you look at it. Another pro is going to be the easy navigation menu. You can't get easier than this. It literally tells you everything to do. You press the fire button 3 times, you get into it, and it's that simple. You can't not like it. I mean, it's too simple not to like. So that to me is definitely a pro. Another pro is going to be that you can customize the colors. So if you don't like the color choices that they put on there for the whole screen, you can actually customize the different parts of it, which I think is great because I've actually had some people mention that they would like to do that on a color device. So I think that that's great. Very well made and durable. Even though this is plastic and lightweight, you can tell it's well made. You can feel it. I've had this in my purse. I've had it in my pocket. It's not getting scratched up, dinged up, nothing like that. It's actually doing a lot better than some of my other mods do. Some of my other metal type mods, or the ones that have the aluminum alloy and stuff, they get like scratched off or the paint comes off a little bit. This one, it's not happening. So I do like that. I think that it's rugged. This would be great for those of you that are looking for like that banger mod, you know, that want a banger kit that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and you can take it anywhere and you can work on your car, and it doesn't matter if you drop it. Your batteries might come out, but you plug them back in and you put it back together and it's gonna work, I promise you. That to me is another pro is that you can hold up to a 28mm Addy on it. So that is definitely a pro for me. As you saw down below, putting my Aromomizer Plus on it, it holds it. It held it just fine. No problems, no qualms, nothing about it. It works just fine. So that to me is definitely a pro, being able to put a bigger atomizer. The only problem is that the bigger the atomizer or the weight of your atomizer is probably going to weigh more than the device itself. So you want to be careful not to knock it over. Like I couldn't actually go around with my Aromomizer Plus on it, only because it'll probably tip over because the weight of the Addy is so heavy compared to the mod itself that there's nothing to really hold it in place. So other than that, I think that it's great, especially if you like dripping or you like RDAs or, you know, things like that, or RDTAs. This is a perfect mod because it's so lightweight. So I'm really happy with this. You can also buy just the mod separately. I think I mentioned that already, but I do want to reiterate it. So if you aren't into the Subohm tanks, the disposable Subohm tanks, you can just purchase the mod. And I think that it's worth it to purchase it. I think it goes for about $40. And I think I saw it at, was it My Vapor Store or Element Vape? One of those actually had the mod for like 40 bucks. So that to me is great, especially if you're looking for a beater mod or you're looking for something a little extra. I think that that's great. So that's pretty much it for my review. It vapes beautiful. The flavor is immense. I'm really, honestly, I'm very surprised at the flavor that I have been getting off of these disposable Subohm tanks. I've been using them for a few days and I get just as good a flavor as some of these more expensive ones. So I don't know. And no leaking. There's absolutely no leaking. So if you're worried about that, that's fine. The only other con that I can mention that is probably subjective to a lot of you is going to be the drip tip. But to be honest with you, with this Subohm tank, I think that it looks hot together. I like, they say red. I call it pink, but okay. It doesn't leak, and the mouthpiece, it fits nice in my mouth. Yeah, I did it again. It fits nice in the mouth. It really does. So I'm not having any problems with that, and it vapes almost like an 810 drip tip would because it's nice and airy, especially if you have the airflow all the way open. I think even though it's plastic, it's a very solid, very reliable kit. So if you're looking for something inexpensive, this is definitely good to look at. Especially like if you know somebody who's new to vaping, this would also be a really good device because it is so lightweight. It's not going to be too intimidating either. The only other last con that I have on this is the fact that you can't really put a lot of e-liquid in here, but it does hold up to 2 to 3 mils of e-liquid. So that would definitely be good for a beginner, in my opinion. So yeah, so that's it for my review. So I will see you in the next one.